just be overcharged. Hey, my village people.
You have immunity from this week's pending nominations. Think carefully before choosing your BFFs because you cannot withdraw the badges at any time during your reign.
Vanita, Cece, Mercy, are you interested? Shay?
I think that one of the best things on this season, or yes, one of the best things about this season that Big Brother's team did was to make it possible for almost everybody to be up for possible eviction, because in the previous season what we have observed is that some people that are really boring or literally not entertaining at all, no content, just there, they get lucky, they are not nominated, and then they still stay so far in the game, while others that are really strong contenders end up being eliminated earlier. So I feel like it's a very good thing, this new way of putting almost everybody up, aside the HOH and the lucky person who gets to pick the lucky card, the black card, and then the person who is pardoned. Just 3 people. Now on this is the 3rd week and the beginning of the 3rd week, and funny enough, nobody was able to pick the card, the black card. Like, there were 3 cards, one of them which was outside in the garden. I mean, I don't understand. These guys scattered everywhere. They removed all the pillows outside except that one single pillow. Well, for that one, the content read good luck next time, or better luck next time, something like that. So anyways, if somebody found that, they might not, it would have been useless. Now the second black card read today, it was picked by Shay, and he was given the opportunity to be able to use the BFF gym, and it is literally useless to him because he is a BFF, and so he was selected by EK as one of his BFF, and so he would have still used the gym. So that card was literally useless, and a lot of people are so happy that that card did not give him immunity, because if they had to evict just one person this week and they had to evict somebody that had like the lowest vote, it would have been Shay, because Shay had 0.89%, while Princess, who ended up being the one to go home, had 1.5 or so percent. So if 2 people had to go home, Shay and Princess would have gone home. But then if one person had to go home, Shay should have been the one to go home. But luckily for him, the jury ended up saving him and not Princess. So people were like so scared when Shay was the only one that picked the card. They were like, oh my god, this guy that was just lucky, that did not go home just out of luck, might end up, staying again, and then somebody else that is more entertaining might end up going home. Now the card which gave immunity was right there in the kitchen, like under a stand. That was so clear. Housemates, at the end of the day, when they revealed it, when Ike was asked to go get it, in fact, Ike saw it because he was HOH. He could not show somebody, you get. So they could see it from the main lounge in the kitchen, and they were like, oh my goodness, how did they not see it? Somebody that really cried for not seeing it was Soma. If you remember, this afternoon, Soma had a short fight, a little fight with Angel. There is the Angel and Soma ship that started last Saturday, after the last Thursday, that's this Thursday that passed, after Cross and Ilebaye case. It could be because of the case, it could be not because of the case, because she has claimed that it is not because of the case. So given that Soma, it all started with a discussion between Soma and Ike and some other person. earlier today when Soma was telling Ike that he literally has like the smallest amount of followers on social media, and Ike laughed. You know that Ike is very funny, and said, don't worry, you would have gained like 500. What is 500? What the hell is he supposed to do with 500 followers? So I feel like that added a little to his anxiety. In his season, he was the first to leave his set, and then he had like this anxiety. He was anxious. He was literally crying in the toilet. And Pere later confessed that he actually plotted Angel against Soma, like they should fight themselves. I don't feel like that was the reason why Soma was crying in the toilet. Soma was trying to ginger himself up, trying to give himself courage, more like words of affirmation, not to be scared about the nomination and all of that, given that he knows that he doesn't have a lot of fans when you have to compare with other housemates. So that's what was going on. Now I think that he really wanted to give his best in looking for that card. He gave his best in the HOH game. The game was so hard. It had 2 stages of it was in 2 stages, and they had to do like a puzzle. And they had just 5 minutes. The only person that completed the puzzle was Ike, and then 2 other people came very close. You have Benita and you have Soma. So even though these 2 people went so close, they were not able to finish. So like Soma really gave his best in this HOH game, but did not win it. So his hope now was on the black card, and that is what he kept reminiscing to himself in the toilet when he was having that anxiety. And then he looked around that area where the immunity card was and did not see it. So he was so upset with himself. He still tries to ginger himself up because it was very obvious that he's not going to be picked for Pardon Me Please. Now when it was time for Pardon Me Please, the Pepe Dem gang, that is Mercy, Venita, Ike and Angel was there as well. They decided to pardon Fraud, and at the end of the day, Fraud was pardoned. Now one thing that got me so surprised, that I'm asking myself, is it strategy or it is genuine, is Doyin pardoning Adekule. So you could look at it in 2 ways. Doyin had a discussion with Ile Baye today and said she was going to pardon Alex because she feels that Alex is genuine. And it was so shocking to me when she had this conversation, because yesterday, or was it earlier today, Sisi was, there is this beef between Sisi and Alex. So Sisi was kind of talking about, I don't know whether to call it gossiping or talking down about Alex to Doyin, saying how saying a lot of things that happened out of the house and so on, making Doyin to kind of see like the bad side of Alex. And in all of that, Doyin was trying to ask question, what if, like trying to give the benefit of the doubt about Alex, trying to show Alex to Sisi as a good person. And then Sisi was like, no, don't always try to look at the good side of people. Listen to what I'm saying, you get. Despite all of this convincing that Sisi tried to do to Doyin, at the end of the day, Doyin still wanted to save Alex. That was the conversation that she had with Baye, and according to her, she wanted to save somebody or to pardon somebody that was genuine. Now, this made me so proud of Doyin, not because I think Sisi is a bad person, but because I think for somebody to take a long time downloading gist about another person, wanting you to see the bad side of that person, and you choose not to, shows that you have a mind of your own. Like, despite all of that conversation, she still did not listen to what Sisi was saying. I'm not saying that Sisi was right or wrong, or Alex was right or wrong. I'm saying that Doyin is a very smart person and has a mind of her own. What she does is what she wants to do. It is not what somebody has told her to do. So she was saying that she was going to pardon Alex, and Ilebaye also accepted that Alex is my mother, the way she pronounces, and that if she had the opportunity, she would have and Doyin was not there, she would have pardoned Alex. So they had this conversation only for Doyin to go into that house and pardon Adekunle. And everybody who is watching this show, who watched the reunion show, knows that Adekunle and Doyin are not on good terms. They are not in good terms. They don't speak in the house, except that they're in the same group during a task. You get, they don't talk at all. So why is Doyin doing this? Is it that it is a strategy because she might want to let the viewers know that, okay, she's the bigger person, you get? She might want, and also I feel like this very thing, remember it all started when Doyin said to Adekunle in the reunion show that Adekunle should apologize to his mom for throwing away the manners that his mom raised him with. You get? So according to her, in her explanation, Adekunle's mom did well in raising him up, but he did not pick up the home training. And then some of Nigerians, some of BB Niger fans, they were like, the fact that she mentioned her mother, it doesn't matter, his mother, it doesn't matter what she was saying, she was wrong. So people had like different opinions, and I'm just saying that this is how the conflict started. And then they expected her, people that did not buy what she said, expected her to come on social media to apologize, but then she came on social media to say that she said what she said and she's unapologetic about it. This made Kunle to block her everywhere, and since they went into the house, they haven't spoken. They had a task where she and Kunle had to paint each other, and she tried to apologize, and I don't know how that ended up. So I was really surprised that she pardoned Adekunle, and it could be a strategy, or it could be because since there are just 3 of them from Level Up season, and she obviously could not pardon Ilebaye, so obviously she pardoned Adekunle, or it could just mean that she has kind of forgiven him, or like she has a soft spot and she has decided to. I don't really know. What do you think? What do you think is the reason why Doyin took this big decision, made this big decision of pardoning Adekunle? Now, another person whose pardon shocked me, but it did not shock me so much, was Venita. So Venita and Mercy and the others from Pepper Dem, they decided that they were going to pardon Fraud. And then when they went back, remember before they decided on Fraud, Venita had a discussion with Kidwaya, and Venita wanted to convince the others that they should pardon Kidwaya, but then all of them refused, like he doesn't need it, he's rich, blah blah blah. So they ended up deciding to pardon Fraud. And when Venita went into the house, into the diary session, instead of pardoning Fraud that they had talked about, she decided to pardon Adekunle. And I was shocked that, okay, why did you accept that you pardon Fraud knowing that you wouldn't? But then it could be because she doesn't want to be like to come off to her group members as a betrayer or as a traitor. So she kind of did good face to them in order to go and do what her mind is telling her to do. And of course, she's in the Adenita ship with Adekunle, so that probably gave her a reason to want to say she would rather save Adekunle than Fraud. And Adekunle also pardoned her. So I feel like maybe she also had a discussion with Adekunle that they should pardon each other because they are in a relationship and it is going really slow, but today they called each other babe. So I feel like they were all lovey-dovey. They dressed up in matching outfits. They ate on the same plate. I mean, like, the ship is slow but it's sailing. Even though that Adekunle mentioned when they were discussing strategies that people can no longer use grass to grace story, like suffering and from a poor background, and this they cannot use it to win the show because viewers have already clocked that. They cannot use sheep because viewers have already clocked that. They cannot use this. In fact, in all of that, I feel like he got his he got it all wrong because people still want to see sheep. I don't know whether Africans are love sick or they don't have a lot of love that they just want to see ship. But I feel that a genuine ship or a ship that looks genuine will still sell to them. And I feel like in all of this conversation, Adekunle was playing a game because he wanted to show to Nigerians that what, even though I am in a ship, I'm not using the ship to buy you guys, because you get trying to use reverse psychology so that they should not think that he's in a ship to please the viewers. You get, and in that way the viewers will now support him for being in a ship. So I feel like he was playing mind games with the viewers. Some of them clocked it, some of them did not clock it. Now I saw something on Twitter where people were like, oh, Kunle has started discussing this about doing. She talked about doing and her relationship with Ilebaye and said doing is playing the game in a very smart way. People were so upset that he was discussing this, and I feel like everybody has seen people play games. We see how the Pepper Dem gang, they are trying to form like their gang, and you know, and we see how Kidwaya is trying to get people on his corner. They are discussing strategy, how they can do to stay longer in the game, even Ike. So what is wrong if Kunle has to discuss strategies and whom he thinks is strong or is not strong and stuff like that? He discussed white money and said even though white money is not all over the place, his mind, he's playing a very smart game because he is composed and he can stand on himself. He doesn't need a ship to stand on himself. So today was really interesting. Like I said before, I'm really excited that the head of house games are not easy and they are not so much based on luck, unlike in the lockdown season when it was literally the Ludo game all through. You throw the thing, you don't know which number is going to show up, so you end up, and then you think that you are going fast and then you go and get stuck somewhere. You get, so I feel like I'm loving the fact that the games are not that easy. They are kind of tough. It is an all-star season. The first game, or was it the second game, the second head of house game, which was the picking of balls and balancing all through to go and get it and come back. I love the game because during the level up season they brought it at the end. Like they felt like this is the toughest period already, let's bring a game that is difficult. But that was the game that they brought in the second week for the all-stars. That tells you how serious this is, and Big Brother is not just giving them the head of house position for free like that. They really work hard for it. And in all of this, I'll say that I don't know why Angel did not pardon her boyfriend in the house, Soma. I don't know why, because I feel like they already made up. They were quarreling and they already made up. Why is, because Soma pardoned Angel because they're in a ship. Why did Angel not pardon Soma? I don't know why, because but at the end of the day, Soma was the only one that was I don't think anybody pardoned Soma. Somebody that is very dramatic in the diary session is Uriel. Uriel is so dramatic. She went in, and because she has like this little triangle between Tolani Badge, herself, and Neo, they are literally kind of fighting for Neo in some sense, and she's trying to prove that no, she's not in that fight. She pardoned Tolani Badge. She was like, Tolani Badge, no. Uriel, no. Soma, no. Tolani Badge, no. Soma. Until she was crying. I'm like, what is there to cry about? But then I say that I'm not in her heart to know what she's going through. And what was expected, or the pardons that were expected in the diary session today, was Tolani Badge pardoning Neo and Neo pardoning Tolani Badge. I feel like they have already come to an understanding that they would always be there for each other. There is this loyalty. And when, remember, Tolani Badge told Neo that it was yesterday that she liked Neo, and when this happened, V tweeted that she is happy to be right. Which means, remember, during the lockdown reunion show, Tolani Badge was claiming like Neo was V was, what should I say, insecure about her relationship with Neo because of Tolani Baj, right? At that time, everybody thought that she was crazy. Everybody thought that V was being bitter. You know, when she came out, the hate for her was so much. And then V said Tolani Baj refused, that there is no attraction. She doesn't even care about Neo, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, it was so clear on national or international TV where Tolani Baj confessed her feelings to Neo. Now, in all of this, Neo is in a relationship in real life with Beauty, and people were like, oh my god, Beauty left from where? Beauty left. I don't know. The name that I was going to mention came to my mind. I said, oh no, let me not mention it because a particular fan base is going to attack me. I was actually thinking of Furniture because when he was in the house, they were calling him Furniture, you get. So Beauty left from him to Neo, and then people were like, what? Because they felt like there would be one big guy, one rich guy, a young sugar daddy out there that is sponsoring her life, given the big money moves that she's doing. She made her birthday last year what, tens of millions of naira and all of that. So in all of this, right, there's just so much going on this year, this season. Everybody is shooting their shot at Neo. Before Princess left, she was involved in an angle. I don't know whether it's triangle or square or rectangle. You have Neo, you have Uriel, you have Ilebaye. So like a lot is going on. A lot is going on. Now guys, everybody is up for possible eviction except the head of house, Ike, except Fraud, who was pardoned. So who are you going to be voting for? Now remember that Ilebaye and Sisi, because Ilebaye was given 2 strikes yesterday and Sisi was accused of provocation. She even admitted today that she's the one that went to Ilebaye. Ilebaye did not come to her before the altercation started. The two of them already knew that they were up for possible eviction yesterday, Sunday, before the live eviction show. So who are you going to be rooting for and why? Who is your fave? Some people have more than one fave. How do you have more than one fave? I don't understand. Anyways, who are you going to be voting for? Thank you guys so much for watching my video today. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm still trying to get to 3,000 subscribers and I hope that you can help me get there. Thank you so much and see you on the next video.